This Green Beret isn't a military man, but he's no teddy bear either. This boy is fighting for his life in an endless nightmare. This is Sega Masters. Today we have another port of a Sega arcade game, and you can tell by this early looking title screen with a plain background and bare minimum of info that it's also one of the earliest titles Sega developed for their home console back in Japan, which also came over in the first wave of North American releases. And not many gamers in the States back then knew the rather unusual story behind it. During the 1980s, a pop singer in Japan named Yoko Ashino scored a hit with the single Teddy Boy Blues, and Sega decided to help promote it with a coin-op title named after the song and featuring the singer herself in a few cameos, including leading this rather strange band on the title screen. The game itself is a simple run-and-gun, and I'm guessing had little to do with the song itself other than using it as background music, though the bonus stages give you the option of playing as Ashino herself. Sega eventually ported Teddy Boy Blues to the Master System in Japan, or the Mark III as it was known there, while still using Ashino's hit for the background music. Not surprisingly, the home versions released outside of Asia drop all references to Ashino and the song, including omitting the blues from the title. The name and music change are the only differences between the Japan and Western versions. They play exactly the same otherwise. So what actually happens in this game is you taking control of a small lad decked out in a green beanie, who I assumed is named Teddy, that's trying to survive a gauntlet of 50 nightmarish mazes. Trouble is, you're besieged by various creatures that emerge from the dice scattered around each level, and hop haphazardly all over the screen, which incidentally wraps around in all directions. Fortunately, you're armed with a Tommy gun to shoot the baddies, which turn them into small ball-like objects you must then collect to pass the level. You have a limited amount of time to clear each area, but any balls you fail to promptly gather will eventually turn into bugs that will literally munch on your timeline. Once all the baddies are collected, it's off to the next level to do it again. The game is a mostly faithful conversion of the Quarter Muncher as far as the gameplay and stage layouts go, though the visuals have taken a hit with blah single-colored backgrounds and decently detailed characters sporting slightly limited animation. As I mentioned earlier, Yoko Ashino's song was replaced for the Western market by a single generic background tune that grows tiresome after hearing it for levels on end. The controls are pretty responsive, which is fortunate since the constant chaos forces you to be on your toes at all times, especially since the floor beneath your feet will disintegrate if you stand in one spot for too long. Just be aware that button 1 jumps and button 2 shoots, which is obviously the reverse of the standard setup most NES platformers use, and takes some practice to get a handle on. Every so often you'll take part in a bonus stage, though it's neither of the extra levels from the coin-op. Here you're simply shooting the dice to uncover the hidden prizes for bonus points, although I find it a little disturbing that some of the collectibles include beer and cigarettes for some reason. But for the most part, Teddy Boy is a straight-up arcade port with nothing new added for the home audience. The action never really changes from the first stage on, and the difficulty spikes within a fairly short time. It's way too easy for the monsters to slay you, and some are just plain annoying to deal with, like the snails that retreat into their metal shells, and these marshmallow creepies that take multiple shots to kill. Since only one hit kills you, the frequent sudden deaths will quickly get on your nerves. While continues are offered through a secret option screen, there's no ending should you somehow get past level 50. You just repeat level 1 on indefinitely, once again giving you little reason to persevere other than the high score. So overall, Teddy Boy isn't a totally bad game. It's certainly one of the better Sega card offerings with some decent non-stop mayhem, but it doesn't escape its 1980s arcade roots with its repetitive and often cheap gameplay, and as a result is only really good for a quick Sega session. This boy doesn't quite mature into adulthood.